Now, start off with e4. Welcome, everybody. Here's my wake-up game. Try and not blow it. Oh, I get a good old Ruy Lopez. That's good. He's into this with an opening, I know. He plays the immediate bishop c5. So with the early bishop c5, you can actually take this pawn. I usually do. Leads to an okay position for white. The idea is that he takes and then you fork. If he does this, then you can just do this, I guess. Let's try and hold on to that pawn. This looks a little peculiar, but we'll see. So he stole a pawn. He can play bishop or knight to g4 here. And hey, good morning, good evening, Tivo. Welcome to the stream. Got me on my first game here. So I guess I'm doing some kind of snake variation with the bishop. It's going to go here and then probably back to here as I play c3 and c3 and then enable d4. So maybe not. Looks like I have to put the knight here. So we went with the bishop to this square. That's fine. I'm going to play h3 to kick it. I can't play f3 because he's got this pen going here. So this is kind of an interesting gambit. He could take this pawn, right? If he takes this pawn, then I can let's go ahead and kick this. Okay, looks like I need to make some space for my pieces to develop. Yeah, you can just take this pawn with the knight. But anyway, it looks like I'll be able to get out of trouble now. I have knight to... I step back with the queen. Okay. So I have knight to this square with tempo. Hitting the queen. Knight defends the bishop. Hits the bishop. Yeah, I might look at this after the game and see if he actually had an advantage there at some point. Because he never played knight takes e4, and I think that might have been good. Well, I don't know, rather than grabbing the now let's go ahead and take the knight first. I was wondering, I think I need to unpin here so I can move the f-pawn. It's too much of an annoyance to not be able to move that f-pawn. Okay, so now I can finally do this long planned maneuver. Bishop back here and pawn to here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, he didn't. I was expecting him to push right away. Okay, so what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we're still a pawn up, plus his pawns are a little doubled. It doubled on the king side. Should be okay for me. His queen is hitting this pawn. Here, let's pin the bishop. He can take here, which is annoying. But I can take here. So it's a trade. I didn't really mean to give this up. I should have moved my rook over here first. Okay, he unpins, so let's defend the pawn then. Okay. Just got to watch this. He's got bishop here. If I'm not careful. I think probably I should have gone to this square and maybe drop back here. But I don't know if chasing the queen off that diagonal does much. Anyway, we'll see what he does. I guess I can push this pawn. No need to push it now. Let's maybe pile up on one of these pawns here. Which way to take? I think I want to take this way, keep this bishop blocked in. So he just pushed his pawn. I want to double my rooks. Let's see if he lets me do it. Anyway, I have a protected pass pawn for the endgame. Yeah, my plan was to take with the bishop here, so he doesn't gain a tempo by putting his rook here. Looks like he wasn't even thinking of that. So here's an idea. I put the rook here, and then I'm threatening bishop here, hitting the queen. So he doesn't like that. Okay, okay. So mean. Just have to go back. Hello, Mr. Porcupine. Okay, he went for that. So yeah, that's good. He can win that pawn. I let him out of his troubles, huh? I let him out of his troubles, and then he just gave it all back to me. And let's take this pawn first, right? This is good. Keep the king from coming in and make my pawns mobile. I could have also, yeah, taken there with check. But I don't think these pawns are going anywhere. I think that's checkmate. I was sort of relying on him to fall into that. He might have been in trouble if I might have been in trouble if he'd gone the other way. I was about to say what a mess this is, and then he immediately blunders the bishop. Yeah, it was about even, probably right around there. Let's look at this. Yeah, so from his mistake, I think this should be even. Yeah, 0-0. Yeah, and then that loses. So, and let's see, did I ever give it up? I'm just checking, make sure I keep an advantage here through the rest of the game. Yeah, it looks like this is all fine. Yeah, that's a mate in one. If he doesn't do that, he has to go back. And then I can check again. Say he runs here trying to stop the pawn. Yeah, looks like he's in trouble. So I did okay. Let's see, in the opening here, this is fine. You can just take this, and then he should take back. All right, I mean, the trick is he takes, and then you play here. And this is fine. A little slight edge for white. But he just let the pawn go. And I took the wrong way. I took with the knight instead of the bishop, and I was actually in a little bit of trouble. I should have taken with the bishop. The problem is that when you take with the knight, he should take back with a pawn, and then you've got this hanging, and you've got this hanging. Let's see, can you try and save it? This is what I was planning. He can keep piling up here. He's winning here. Why not just defend? Oh, because it's a mate threat. So he can win something there. So that would have been really bad. But he didn't. He didn't take my knight. Anyway, so that's why you should take with the bishop here. Castling into doom. But I was in trouble anyway. But castling was a bad move there. Anyway, but he didn't take it. Oh, he did take. I retreated. What did he not do? Oh, he didn't play the immediate knight g4. So that kind of let me off the hook. And then here, yeah, he's better here again. So I just played this opening all wrong here. And here, I should just unpin here. Instead I kicked. He did that. I was thinking he could play knight takes here. Yeah, the queen defends the knight. And I can play this. Get the pawn back. Guess I'm okay. So that was what I wanted to check. Interesting game. Let's get another one. See, yeah, we can try a reti. I think I did c4, d4, and e4 this session. Play the reti gambit. He didn't take. He's supposed to take. Or push. Pushing is good too. Okay, I'll go ahead and take then. Just wanted to do it at a time when I could easily get my bishop fianchettoed here, so this knight doesn't get in trouble. I think I'll castle and get into kind of a Sicilian dragon type structure here. I'm going to kick this bishop next, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And see if he really wants to take this knight or not. He did. Okay. Now this pawn is loose. The H pawn could be defended either by the king or the bishop. Or both. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring the knight out. If he trades, that's okay. It brings another pawn towards the center. If he doesn't trade, I could maybe pile up on his knight. Knight takes. Pawn takes. Okay, he's kicking my bishop back. Have to respect that. So, yeah, it's got two defenders. So I could add a third attacker. And I'm also attacking this pawn. So he takes. Well, I kind of wanted to provoke that anyway. That was the idea, and then he has time to defend his pawn by playing c6, I think. Oh, rook there, huh? So what happens if I kick the knight? Just trying some ideas. So yeah, kick the knight, and he goes here, and I take it, and he takes with the pawn. But he's not going to do that. He could take with the queen. So it's not working really. Yeah, let's prepare to trade off this rook pawn here. Oh, he likes that. Okay. He can take with the rook. Queen will have to drop back to defend this rook. He didn't take. Well, I guess he's saying I can't take, which is probably true. Let's kick his knight. I took away that retreat square. If he takes with the rook, that's kind of what I wanted him to do all along. Now he's got to move the knight. I guess it gave him one more square to move the knight to. So he's got to choose between there and, yeah, back here. That makes more sense to go there. So if I go here, can't really take that pawn. Okay, but if I move the bishop, then his knight is coming in here, so I can't really move the bishop. Life is trouble. There we go. Put this here. Okay, he's going to force me to take. And he gets that pawn structure that he wanted. He was going for that. It's pretty good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is try and push these pawns here and maybe get my bishop to a place where he could chase this knight away. This knight is kind of an annoyance. there. He has this move. It's a double attack, hitting here and hitting here. I think it's okay though. He didn't go that way. So just gonna take here. Just taking. Because I want to grab this pawn. Interrupt his pawn duo here. And his back rank is exposed here. Okay, so let's defend this pawn and free up my rook, huh? Also free up my queen to take here. So maybe I successfully won a pawn. We'll see. Okay, there's a fork here. You're not mating me. I'm not sure what you're doing. Oh, he's taking the rook. Shoot. I totally didn't see that. I still might win here, but this is very tricky. Oh, so clever. That was close. That was very close. Okay, so I did get the queen. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely was not seeing everything that was going on there, but I managed to survive in the end, which is good. Okay, so let's want to get out this diagonal here. I think it's okay for black to resign in this circumstance. Okay, black resigned. Well, I can understand being frustrated after all of that, up and down. You think you've got something. I don't think he ever had anything, but that was that was pretty crazy. Oh, how about a Scandinavian? Okay, I could defend it or I could move it. Let's gain a tempo by dropping it back on this side. unless unless I'm losing. Sometimes this is a trick, to win the queen. But the queens are not opposing each other. Really don't know the most effective development here. I'm going to try and bring my knight over to the king side. So I've got one here and one there. And if he brings his knight out to coordinate with an attack on f7, I can play e6. Yeah, maybe that's it. Just e6 and bishop e7 and get castled. No need for anything fancy. And then I have this good square for my knight until until something happens. Okay, do I have a tempo move on the knight? I go here, his knight is hanging. He takes, I take, his knight is hanging. He just retreats. I guess it doesn't gain anything. I have to wait till he puts his queen here, and then I can move my knight with tempo. If that works, knight takes, bishop takes. Yeah, that doesn't even work. Never mind. So he goes there. So rather than trade that guy off and giving him a d pawn, let's ignore that. Now, do I want to play the c pawn up? If I put the knight here directly, he takes. I would have to take with the pawn. Yeah, I think I'm going to play c6 so I can play knight to d5 and then take with a pawn. I'm just trying to avoid a symmetrical pawn structure. Takes a lot of the play out of the game. That was check. Okay, so now there's no danger here. Let's go maybe b6. No, yeah, that's b6, c5, and bishop b7. Some order. In some order. He doesn't like that. Well, we can try and do that anyway. b6, bishop b7, then c5. Didn't like that either. Everybody's so picky these days. I'm going to get it in. One way or another. Can't stop me from playing b6 and bishop b7. I don't think. Halfway there. I mean, knight takes knight is with check, so he can always do that. There he goes. Okay, now got to move the queen. So I gained a tempo, and I'll pile up on this weak pawn here maybe. Looks like he wants to put a bishop in here somewhere. I was going to put rook here, but then he had the bishop here right away, so it's a little annoying. Now if he puts the bishop in here, I'll just bring the rook over, which is what I want to do anyway. So he's going to go for the attack here. I think I'll blunt that attack while I have the chance. Yeah, so start with this and bring the rook over, and maybe the bishop. Ah, so he blunts my attack too. So yeah, rook over. It's too bad there are no knights left. He's managed to get rid of all of them. It's a little dangerous putting the rook there. Huh? I go rook here and he pushes this pawn. I need to move the rook immediately. Well, you'd take first, then he'd push this pawn and I'd have to move the rook. I could go here. No, I couldn't go there. I'd have to just go back. Okay, we'll double this way. He takes, I take, and I'm defending along the second rank here too. So he decides he wants to get rid of the dark squared bishop, huh? Okay, this should be all right. If he pushes, I can take. Queen here, I can block. And maybe rook up here is okay now. Yeah, maybe not. Probably queen here. Oh, that's clever. Let's just step aside, though, rather than letting him mess up my pawns here. Can go rook up and over now. So the idea was I take and queen takes, but that would be annoying. Yeah. Rook to the h-file. Yeah, I saw I could go there, but I didn't think it was going to work. Maybe I'm wrong. Gonna go check, huh? Okay. Yeah, I kind of miscalculated that. Because I was thinking I would have time to move my king to this square and keep his queen from coming in. But it looks like I found a defense anyway. And then he ran out of time. Let's just check and see what is the evaluation of this position. Minus 0.8. So black is just one pawn up. And the game continues. Yeah, I'm going to win this pawn. And he's got a backwards pawn here. Bishops are the same color, 2 rooks and a bishop. So I have good winning chances in this game. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. I think that was the last game for this one. I'm starting to get back into a regular schedule. I'm thinking of doing Sundays chess like this, and then Tuesdays play some Go. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try that for a while, and if I can keep to that schedule, then I'll actually make it official. But for now, we're just experimenting and seeing what I can do. And anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by. Remember to follow me if you want notifications for when I'm streaming. And I will see you all next time. Bye now.